What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the SSJ Cast. We're back. We're back to be degenerates. Let's just flip on over to this degenerate face. Faces. There we go. We're one face like the Megazord. We combine to form
The
that which is
Megazord.
degenerate. Look,
I was waiting for
I'm
the
making-
segue, and you chose the Megazord.
I wasn't
we're not even
segueing.
a minute in, dog.
I wasn't trying to segue. Y'all don't. It was just a reference.
We're not even a minute in.
It really
dog.
okay. Yeah, y'all introduce yourselves, cause fuck y'all.
What ranges are we? And which season?
I mean, you're the Red Ranger because you're the Red Ranger, and red's your favorite color.
I'll take it.
Alejandro's like, I don't want to call him the Blue Ranger because I feel like he's smart, but I mean, he'd be second in command.
I want to be Blue Ranger. I like blue.
I'm like Bulk and Skull. I'm just out here.
You're not Bulk and Skull. What is wrong with you? You're like Doggy Kruger.
No, no. I'll take the Special Ranger. I'll be just a Special Ranger that just randomly shows up.
Special Ranger.
Yeah, I just randomly show up every season.
Are you gonna be like? White Ranger Tommy, where that character, or the Green Ranger Tommy, where that character was dead in the Japanese version? So all you did was just summon
No.
the Dragonzord and barely
No.
fight.
I don't know what you're talking about. None of that happened ever. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Today we should be getting into some news. It's going to be, once again, a pretty good podcast. We have more anime to talk about. It feels like more fighting games to talk about. Things that never change. And ultimately...
I wouldn't say more fighting games. I'd say more fighting game news because we were talking about the same goddamn fighting games we've been talking about for the last few episodes.
Yeah,
Well, they
things
keep
happen.
putting news out for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
More fighting
you're
games.
not wrong.
And,
Okay, well,
video game-wise, the only thing that came out is Sekiro, and none of us have played it yet, I don't think.
nope.
Yeah. So, let's get right into the news.
No.
I'm
Wow, we're
loud.
not even gonna intro ourselves.
I said intro and nobody introed, so I just assumed y'all didn't.
I mean,
want to
hey
get
Shaz,
intro.
what's up?
Uh,
What's up, Shaz?
you know,
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I made it.
And Alejandro, how are you? How are you?
Hey,
Yeah. High energy. Yup. Yes. And I'm Strix. Hoot. So that news that we were gonna talk about. How do y'all wanna attack this? Are we going anime first, per the usual, since we start A is at the beginning of the alphabet and V is at the end?
Sure.
That's how we usually do
That's
it.
how you want to do it.
I mean, do you want to talk? You want to start with who's excited about the new My Hero Academia movie?
I haven't seen the first one.
You still haven't seen the first one, really?
Nope, neither have I.
Let's
No,
not.
no, I know, I get it. I
Let's
get it.
no. I'm saying let's
I get
not
it.
walk down a list of things I haven't seen because I'm still getting
I
yelled
know,
at for
I
not
know,
having
I know.
seen Into the Spider-Verse. I haven't watched I watched 2 films last year, and their
Mhm.
names were Black Panther and Infinity War. And then I rewatched Harry Potter at the end of the year. Like
That's an interesting watch list.
I either watch it in theaters or I wait until it's old news and I get yelled at for it. So
That's crazy, dog.
so
I don't know how to feel about all that.
100%. That
So-
sounds like more.
But don't worry, I know most of the really big shit in My Hero Academia because, man, people just post clips from anime movies mad quick. So I know all that shit.
That
And
is true.
it looks good. It looks hype.
Yeah.
But what's the second one
does.
about? What's the second one? What can we expect this winter with the second movie?
All I'm gonna say is that I am incredibly scared because they announced that. I'm scared because the production of My Hero Academia season 4 is gonna kind of start at the same there's gonna be
Is it the same studio?
same studio.
Mm.
What?
Same team?
What?
I'm asking. Is it like because if
No.
it's just 2 separate entities working on it?
So the big thing is that Studio Bones has a lot of projects in the works right now.
Mhm.
Shout out to Studio, but which is crazy about it.
Yeah. And so what I'm worried about is that because they're like the movie 2 is going to be started, but because it's said to be coming out in winter season. I don't know if it's like early 2020, late 2019 winter.
I feel like
But
doesn't like I'm just sorry to interrupt. But winter season, I always feel like it starts like the top of the next year. Like winter season doesn't really happen until like first week of the following year. So like,
well, okay, I say that because another show's coming out in winter, but it's winter 2019 because technically it starts late December, winter. So
stop this. Don't change the dates. Go ahead, keep going.
No, but there's no confirmed year. I don't know, so we don't know if it's coming out late this year or early next year. But I'm really worried because, you know, it's like the studio's working on a lot right now. They're working on season 4 too, and so we're either gonna have a poorly animated movie, or we're gonna have a poorly animated season 4. And the issue with that is that season 4 is gonna be the most action-packed season. With its current story arc, so
I feel like by default the movie can't be poorly animated, just because the amount of money and time they're being given compared to the anime, I imagine.
But the issue is like, yeah, they have the time, like they're all starting production very soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if season 4 isn't in production right now, I think season 4 would be in storyboards or something right now. But my it's not a time or budget issue, is a staff. They don't have a lot of staff. And that staff is like all over the place working on different projects right now. So like either the big names are going to work on one thing and not work on the other, and it's just there's going to be diminishing results in one of the projects coming up.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I think it's we see it all the time. It's like when I don't want to say when it's a surprise, because I don't think My Hero was the biggest surprise to go super mainstream, but when an anime blows up the way kind of My Hero did. And like, you know, it becomes like this de facto, it almost takes over normie culture as well as anime. No, but when it just becomes a big thing, like it was the biggest, it's been the biggest show probably past couple of years. I can't think of any show that topped, like, yeah, there was stuff that was like, you look at the Mob Psychos and a few other shows that where people are like, yeah, this is just dope.
Well, culturally, people remember My Hero over anything.
My Hero just, it hit during the Infinity War superhero craze here in the West, along with just
they did
being
promos
good.
with it.
Yeah.
And so I think
Straight up in Japan, before the movies aired, they had characters from My Hero talking about like, "Hey, I kind of like I'm kind of like Iron Man because I can fly with my jets and stuff." And it's like, what the hell?
Hey, let them know.
It was interesting.
I think what could happen, because like what's very possible is that a lot of the newer animators or like web gen animators, which is like very digital animators, I think a bunch of the young talents could probably work on the movie, because from like I said, I know that this like arc is going to be very big. Everyone's super excited about the story arc in My Hero Academia, so I would imagine that they would put a decent amount of staff, a decent amount of like the big names, the big hitters in that one. Get Horikoshi, get Nakamura, get all these people on there.
I can't remember how slow is the season to pick up. Like how this arc, how slow is it to pick up?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Because my assumption, because I remember a lot of the back half of the arc that's coming up. That's where it gets like stupid. I just don't remember how fast they really are gonna pick and dive into the pace. Like I think.
Well, isn't this like the longest arc right now?
I think so.
Yeah, because I know like, because like the like for a bit, like it's like the first half of season 3 is like the whole All for One, like, but that's just like the first half, and then the second half is like like tournaments and no one's really caring, and it's like I think like the first few episodes are going to be all that setup, and then we get the whole arc for the rest of the season. So it's like there's just a lot going to be happening in that season,
and that's why I think they I don't think it'll be too bad, but it comes down to I think they're just trying to do as much as they can, because the show is still technically like the most relevant thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that may bite them in the ass. Because again, I think after this season, we're not going to see My Hero for a while.
I don't doubt that.
Or
they're going to force it.
Let's harken back. Yeah. Let's bring back the anime original content.
Excuse me?
On that Full Metal Alchemist original.
Could you imagine in season 4 they start doing anime? Like you get 3
it's-
seasons invested into an anime, and in season 4 they hit you with the anime original.
I'm just saying, like,
At
because
least Tokyo Ghoul was season 2, bro.
I mean, every season so far has started off with a filler episode, so
I'm just thinking of like how far we're in. They're really close. They're stupid close to where we are right now.
yeah.
Cause like, I'm not spoiling the thing. Like the ramifications of the end of last season are still very much being dealt with like currently.
Oh, I imagine.
And that's talking anime in terms of the manga. Like the ramifications of One for All and All Might are still very much in the works. Like we haven't in any way, shape, or form begun to like really transition. I think we're gearing up for that, but I just think that's what worries me more is like, are we gonna get a third movie because they don't want it to tide us over until season 4 2 years from now? Are we gonna get like because I guess we have to wait and see if the season does as well, which I think it'll do well.
I imagine this season is going to be like another 25 episodes or something, and those 25 episodes are going to be the entire story arc. So that's,
Which
I'm guessing,
scares
around
me.
40. Yeah.
Which I really don't think we will see it for 2 years. If that happens, I don't think we actually see the season of My
But I
Hero.
think that's the best decision rather than doing 12 and getting like halfway and like setting up the arc, and then people have to wait like another year for the next.
But that's the thing. I think if anything, what they could do, because from what I know, the arc after this is like pretty short. It's not that big, or like like they have a few story arcs after this that's not that big. So what they can do is just another 12 episode, 13 episode season. Possibly do an Attack on Titan, just have 10 episodes. Like just have enough episodes for that current story arc.
It's just that
really
cadence
good.
with them. That's that cadence that gets me. Is like they've had this cadence of first half of the season, take a anime season off, come back with the second half of that season, and finish it out. And that I just look as a manga
they might do
reader,
it-
I want my shit animated.
I mean, they might do it just for animation purposes, like take a season off to be more consistent. But there's not much left, so I could see them being like, "Fuck it, just do it," so that we have a 2-year break so we can work on other stuff. Because they're working on a bunch of stuff too.
I think they have a new anime currently in the works for next season. So,
God.
and they also are doing a new season of Bungo Stray Dogs, and I think they're still doing the Eureka 7 movies, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all know those. Well, it's their own property. So.
This is a busy studio, so
Yeah, but that's what I don't. We'll see. I think kind of tying this into the next topic as well. We'll see whether this ends up standing to what we have of My Hero so far, or if when we start seeing trailers of the new season, does it get the One Punch Man season 2 reaction? In terms of like, is there what most people would say are glaring problems?
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. The reason I say that is because this is very much a studio that the higher ups are very much focused on having quality animation. This is a studio that likes to have like, this is always going to look good. We're always gonna have a comfortable production with this, and so it's most likely that we're either gonna have shorter seasons or just breaks in between, longer breaks.
Okay.
So I have faith that something's gonna be figured out after season 4. My worry is that something is going to be affected, either the movie or season 4, because they're doing both in production at the same time.
Look, just change it up. Just go straight anime original. Haven't had one in a minute. Just make it a classic.
Make the ships true.
Oh god, yo, you know what? Nah, you're one of the big 3 now, My Hero. You can take a year off for filler. We'll deal with it.
How many episodes has My Hero had? Like 50?
Oh, they're due for a good year of filler.
That's what I'm
Bleach
saying.
and Naruto are looking at them like, bro, what are you doing?
You're not big 3 until you have at least
My Hero
50
Academia
episodes.
has like 70 episodes.
Oh
and I
yeah,
think
they're due for it.
3 or 4 episodes of filler.
You need to
Like-
have at least 50 episodes of filler. One
Like
Piece
I got it.
has,
Look,
like
just My Hero. Just take like 5 episodes and just flesh out everybody in the class. Just let them have their time in the sun.
I want to see
The
how many
pervy
episodes they have.
adventures of
It's just-
Mineta. Just
it's just funny to me because like One Piece has like 10% filler, but that's still like over like 150 episodes
Yeah.
or whatever. But unless to be a real shonen anime, you need 50 episodes. The original form of the Alchemist was just pretty much filler after a certain point. They're like,
that's what I mean by anime original. We going in.
we caught up to Pride. I think it was Pride, right? That was different, and they were like, "Yeah, this is not at all what it is."
See, but we're in the new age now because Black Clover only has 5 episodes of filler, and they have 75 episodes. So it's like,
You heard what I said. To be part of the big three, you gotta have 50 episodes.
hey man,
And they're gonna have it. They need
man.
to have it. Wait,
how about that Promised Neverland filler?
Wait, hold on. We can
Huh?
talk movies. Wait. Wait.
What?
You
Hold
tried
on.
it. You really tried it just now.
No.
You really tried it.
Look,
just now.
when you tell me anime, when you're telling me your manga's ending in a year, you better not break for shit. You got the time.
No. Hold on. My thing is,
Nah,
do
don't
movies
ever.
count? Movies count for anime original as well. What's the runtime on that? We can split that into episodes. If it's like an hour and a half, that's 3 episodes.
Yo, let's
right?
go back to classic Nickelodeon and that shit. You know how they used to be like, yo, look at this movie, and it's really just 2 30-minute episodes, part 1 and part 2
Thank
put
you.
together.
Thank you.
Just do it.
Actually, from what I saw, there's they're confirmed second season of Promised Neverland to release soon.
I mean, they have the information. Like, Promised Neverland is now at such a pace that I don't think that'll be a problem. We're very quickly.
Coming to the end.
I mean, we just hit another, like, hey, another ultimatum. And it's like, okay, guess we got to keep up. This is going to keep rolling. The first, like, because I'm not watching the anime, anybody have an idea of where they are in the anime?
I know I think the house on fire or something like that.
How many episodes? Oh, wait, we have 1 more episode this season.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
And is this 13 episodes? 12, 13 episodes?
12.
12? So this is, like, next week is the last episode.
I think so, yeah.
Or this week was, 1 of the 2.
No, next week.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Because they essentially finished the first major arc.
Okay.
And then they have the second major arc, which...
Because I'm caught up as well.
If I'm being honest, the second major arc theoretically should make that
Is that
show
when
a
they
lot
get the
bigger.
guns?
Second major arc has a lot more action to it. It's less just. It's where more of the shonen shit comes into play as opposed to just.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. This is completely unrelated to what you're talking about now, but is related to a later topic. So continue.
But as I was trying to segue, One Punch Man season 2, the trailer.
Hey, wow, fuck me. All right.
That's why I made the connection, not to One Punch Man season. I tried. I
No,
made it more
no,
smooth,
it-
chat.
it-
Chat, I
it's
bought
funny.
some sandpaper.
It's funny because the thing I was laughing at is related to One Punch Man season 2.
See, I can read your mind.
So, where do we start with this? So first off, I'm gonna link a trailer in here, and I'm gonna say this is a new anime coming out in July.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made by JC Staff. And all I'm gonna say is that this is what happens when you actually give time to the projects that you're working on.
No, you don't give time.
What do you mean? My hair? Look, I'm still saying this doesn't look that bad.
It looks like trash, man.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad.
Okay.
I'm
all
also
right,
incredibly
all right.
dark, chat, because they keep going to black.
Okay, so it's not bad in the sense of like Wheeze or however you pronounce that, W''Z. That show is garbage, but this is like you see.
But that's
like,
okay. No, that's a different type of bad though. But
Yeah.
continue. I'll explain later.
That's unlimited budget with no talent. Like,
Exactly.
That's just.
So here's the big issue with the new One Punch Man trailer. Strix,
Mhm.
you're kind of right. for the most part, the trailer doesn't look like absolute garbage. I agree with you. My issue is that the way they set up the trailer, it's like the majority of it is black, and it's like they're trying to not reveal footage whatsoever, just to show that they don't have the animation for it. The little bit of animation that's not garbage that we do have is offset by the fact that we either got really shitty character designs or really bad coloring and editing. And then everything else, it's literally just bad animation. We got Genos with a CGI body and a shot that's really him not moving. We got he throws a punch in one of the scenes and it looks like the most awkward and jank punch of all time. There's like really weird frame rates at some points.
Who needs consistent frame rates? What do you mean?
There's one part where what was it? Where Saitama jumps and it looks like he's flying and it's like the ugliest jump of all time. And it's just all of this. And this is where the big issue starts. This is where the big issue comes in. This is all episode 1 content.
That's what's great about it. You can only go up from here. Set the bar low.
If this is I
love the idea that it's like, yo, One Punch Man season 1, somebody's like 10 out of 10. Like, all right, what are we gonna do for season 2? Drop the 0.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't. I'm not saying it looks terrible. Like, it's not like the worst animated thing ever. But when you go from season 1 to season 2 of this, it's like,
look,
it's like, and this is what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying. If this is episode 1, y'all saw episode 5 of Dragon Ball Super, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna be actual stick
Man
figures.
Season 2
we gonna be
is actually gonna have a worse drop off.
I just don't understand. How it looks like a mediocre anime at worst, really. But the problem is season 1 wasn't a mediocre anime, so I
just want to say this is what happened when we listen to anime fans and we get 2 seasons of Mob Psycho in between 2 seasons of One Punch Man. If we just went 1-to-1, it'd be amazing.
They said you can pick one. We can either work on One Punch Man season 2 or Mob Psycho season 2. And they threw a coin in the end.
Yo, what's the Sakurai meme? Don't ask me or my son for anything again. And they asked him for season 2 of One Punch Man. It's like, oh, bet. Got you.
It's like how everyone complains about Harada Attack, and he's like, don't ask me for shit. He's like, because you're going to be mad.
It's like we get one adaptation. It's like Mob Psycho season 2, and it is the most beautifully animated thing of this year.
And then hey, everybody take a vacation. We got One Punch Man coming up. Don't worry about it.
To be fair, between One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, I think One Punch Man could theoretically survive better than Mob Psycho without its.
I know a lot of people that are not super deep into anime or like the deepest of deep that prefer like One Punch Man over Mob Psycho.
Yeah, that's the more casual choice. Yeah,
totally. But I'm just saying, I think.
But.
As a story, I think One Punch Man can survive better than Mob Psycho without the visual. Because Mob Psycho is like, as great story, great characters, don't get me wrong, but the visuals are what really sell the 100%. And like all the crazy, like psychic ghost power stuff. And it's like, it's all trippy because it's all in your head. And it's like, it's like referencing your state of mind and how people feel and interact with each other and like improvement and all that stuff. But with One Punch Man, it's like, the basic premise is I'm so strong I can one punch everything. Yes, I know there's more to it than that, obviously.
Nah, there's no more.
So this is leading into something I really want to bring up because a lot of people are talking about this. Everyone's like, this wouldn't have been the issue if it wasn't for Madhouse. So here's a few reasons why that's incorrect. The first reason, the reason season 1 of One Punch Man looked as good as it did was because the director literally knew the biggest talents in the industry. And he brought them all together, and he was like, make an anime. And they made a badass fucking anime. Season 2 doesn't have the same director. Season 2 doesn't have the same staff. It's not a studio issue whatsoever.
We knew it wasn't going to be as good. No matter what, season 2 was, there was no way season 2 was going to look just as good as season 1. There was just literally no way.
But my man, like... what's the problem with the CG body? I'm joking.
Bro.
Second, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Madhouse is great. They're fantastic. They make the best shit." This is a Madhouse. I put the link in the docket. This is a Madhouse anime coming out the same season as One Punch Man is. It's coming out in a few weeks.
Well, chat, I'm going dark again, chat. Oh wow, this isn't a black trailer, so I don't disappear.
Black.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Just to show you that Madhouse is not the kings of productions that everyone claims it to be.
Well, I mean, we know how casual of a fan, like, it's whatever the biggest anime is at the time, will always be the greatest animation studio while making it.
Of course.
And to go along with that,
wow, this looks amazing. I think it's best anime visually of the year. Let me stop before I get a copyright strike. Your show looks fine, Madhouse. Don't strike me. Don't strike me.
So to go off with that, and then everyone's like, this is all JC Staff's fault, and this is all that. So my argument to that is that JC Staff has a lot of projects in the works right now. They have Index going on, they have Railgun going on, they have Accelerator going on, and they have a bunch of projects going on, and they have that new anime that I linked going on called "Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks?" which coming out in July.
I'm not talking to you, Japan.
What's wrong?
It's coming out in July. It's a new anime that's coming out, but it actually looks like it has decent production behind it, and it's a JC Staff anime. The big issue that I'm saying, it's literally, I don't think it's JC Staff's fault. I think the big issue with One Punch Man coming out the way it is currently right now is one of the higher ups. I don't know if it's Shueisha. I don't know who. One of the license holders for the One Punch Man animation property, told JC Staff, "All right, this is the deadline. You got to do it now," and literally just didn't give them enough time and resources to actually make the anime. This is One Punch Man. The big issue with One Punch Man, when I saw JC Staff was gonna be the like studio behind it, I wasn't worried that it wasn't gonna look. It was gonna look. I wasn't concerned that it was gonna look bad because JC Staff makes good looking anime. But it's just
my biggest thing when it comes to anything that's like has been a proven franchise after even only like one season. I don't understand why not studio heads, but like people in that specific company don't fight harder for like more of a budget or more of time. Where I'm like, One Punch Man was like one of the biggest like you have to watch animes at the time when it came out, and people were going crazy. I mean, this was 4 years ago, but
yeah,
it's like I don't blame the studio head, I don't blame the directors, I don't blame all those guys because I'm sure they were like,
yeah, I'm sure they tried.
If we're gonna make it again, even though we know it probably won't look as good because we don't have the best here. If you give us like 2-3 years to work on it, we could probably like bust it out, making it look at least really good still. I don't understand that. Same thing with like Tokyo Ghoul, same thing with like Dragon Ball. I mean, I don't know why they're like, I don't know if we're gonna give time or money to Dragon Ball. It's like
because it doesn't need the money. Look. I'm looking at all y'all weebs. Y'all watched them episodes 1 through 5 anyway. You knew it was coming.
All right.
Did I? I don't think I did actually.
And I was thinking about this for a second, and remember how you said that it can only go up from here with One Punch Man?
It's a joke, but I 100% think that. I bet you. Here's the thing.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something real quick? They were still storyboarding episodes.
But this is the point I'll make to you, and this is what I'll argue. Right, as much as we joke about Dragon Ball, right, and Dragon Ball Super. If they can knock out the last 2 or 3 episodes of One Punch Man Season 2 on par with One Punch Man Season 1, if they can somehow, by some miracle, do that, bet that people will forget about the first couple of bad episodes.
How many episodes is it, though?
12. They're not going to do that.
I think if you gave people one really, like, one balls-to-the-wall amazing episode,
okay,
because I think people are that fickle, especially at the end of a season, where they'll be like, man, that was a really good episode.
For better or for
worse, it was
worse,
really good.
You're saying the animation doesn't, or the whatever, because it was Dragon Ball Super, and I get what you're saying, but I think it's because people are invested in so much. Like everybody's invested in Dragon Ball on some level more than like One Punch Man. Most people only had that one 12-episode season to get used to the characters, and they love those characters. Don't get me wrong, but Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball. Like people have known,
And
that's why they sat through the bullshit that was Super, and like we're like, oh my god. Also because the difference is with Super, they're like we get more stuff. We got Broly. We're getting like a whole bunch of new season, more games, and all. It's just Dragon Ball fever right now. With One Punch Man, there's no like,
what
there's not that mainstream like huge push right now.
Also,
I get what you're saying now.
You're bringing up like at least give it like at least hopefully like the last episode or two. My big issue with that statement is the fact that to give you an idea of how long it takes to make like a long epic fight scene, let's say a minute or two, that's one of the most talented animators in the industry right now, Naotoshi Shida. His I don't know if it was the scene in the final episodes of Super or if it was the scene in One Piece that was like 2 minutes long. That took him at least 6 months to animate an entire like high quality full force sequence.
Let me be very like I'm not saying like give it to the end of the season. I'm not like I'm arguing almost the opposite. I'm thinking they think that they can bet on, hey, even if the start is kind of weak, as long as we get to like even if we start at say a 4, if we can put out 7, 8, maybe get in like a 9 or 10 episode in there, people won't remember and really care about the 4.
It's just so weird to me that One Punch Man's animation at the start would be weak. I mean, as the anime progresses, you'd want the end part to be better than the first part, but it's so weird to me to be this weak because at least with Dragon Ball, it's like, oh, the first part was the 2 movies, and Toei probably was like, we're not spending money for you to reanimate something we already animated already. Like, that made sense to me. It was terrible, but I literally joked when Super came out. I'm like, I'm not going to care about like the first like 40 episodes because it's just the 2 movies. Straight up. It really was. It was a whole bunch of filler, and it was just the 2 movies. And I'm like, that makes sense as to why they wouldn't care about the animation there because that's all it was.
Shaz,
like
you read the manga, right? One Punch Man?
Yeah.
The Centipede?
Yeah.
Can't wait for the CGI Centipede.
Please don't. It just doesn't make sense as to why it'd be this weak. Like, I don't blame JC staff at all, but for fuck's sake, like, it's One Punch Man.
I guess I just look at it as like I'm not thinking that they're betting on goodwill. I don't think that that's what they are personally betting on. I think that they are legitimately betting on like you can be like it's not being lazy. It's like recognize that people will recognize that this isn't the same staff. This isn't like the same season. This isn't the same amazingness that was season 1. But we can if you give people C's long enough, if you get that 1A when it matters, people will be like, "Hey, but you averaged out to a B when you really didn't. You really got like a C maybe."
Not if you get too many C's, it won't.
But that's one thing.
I think won't average out to a B.
I don't know because I don't even know. I don't know the manga for One Punch Man well enough to say like how they're gonna pace this season out, where they're actually gonna end this season.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
If I'm being completely honest with you, I have no idea.
Like in the 12 episodes and where I think of where they are now, and where this season probably is gonna end.
It's just the thing with the One Punch Man manga after that big final boss fight in episode 12. It's just been going. It doesn't really have a clear path in terms of like, oh, a big showdown or a big like. There's an event that's been happening, but like, it's not a singular entity that like we're gonna take him down in the end of the final episode.
With that shit, the shit that is currently going on in the manga. If they don't hire them motherfuckers back from season 1 for all of this shit, I'm fighting somebody.
Strix is not happening.
It's not.
Nah, like if you know what's going on in One Punch Man right now,
no, I know.
I'm gonna need
Strix.
all of that.
Only way that's happening for season 3 or whatever when that part comes
season 3
season 3 is season 2 has to be so bad. They need a Toriyama-esque run back. They're like, I'm not letting that shit be the last thing I fucking work on. Run that shit back. Like with Dragon Ball Evolution, he's like, that's not gonna be the last shit with Dragon Ball. I've been in retirement for fucking 20 years. I'm running back.
I just like that made me just realize One Punch Man season 2 is gonna like this could possibly be the last thing we see from one.
Ugh.
Because Mob Psycho is basically done. Season 2 is gonna be the final season. They adapted the whole manga.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah,
because it took him like a bunch of years to make it because he's terrible. Because he's a salary man and he just made art for fun. He made the manga for fun, the webcomic. For fun.
So if One Punch Man season 2 is literally gonna be his like the last memory
his
we have
magnum
in terms
opus.
Strix, so if you
Please.
want Strix, if you want the stuff in the manga, which I know what you're talking about with all the crazy fighting and all the crazy dudes right now, you have to hope for season 2 to be so bad that the studio gets so many.
I'm down.
That either Bones gets it back or JC Staff is like, let us do it again, but we get everybody back.
Give me Fate Stay 2006.
No.
Give it to me.
No. Give me Tokyo Ghoul Re season 2.
Oof.
God damn. That shit was garbage.
Look, I also part of me wishes that they would like kind of fall into it for episode 1. Is like almost make it like super campy.
I hope
like if it was gonna be bad, like
no, after
make it almost a joke.
Since this is all season 1 footage in the trailer, I hope that everything after season or episode 1 is just cells, just the cells by themselves to make it as shitty as possible, and then like make it out of order and terrible music, and they're like, oh no, what happened? If only we could remake it with more time and money. And it's like
they do the Gintama gag, but it's like that's actually the production of the anime.
Yo, Gintama explained fucking catching up to the anime and then making anime originals. It was so funny. It's so goddamn meta. But...
Wait, Shaz, have you seen that old anime that's literally 1 frame a minute?
I don't think so.
Not neither. Fuck.
Oh, I gotta anime to show you.
So, all right, on that topic of One Punch Man's terribleness, horribleness. It's gonna be trash. You've heard it here first.
Nope.
They declared it worst anime of the year already. Shazzyn and Alejandro, both in your earlobes. We have an amazing looking anime from look. We haven't read the manga in like 3 years. I'm gonna be honest. We can't make any.
I'm gonna get back into it.
I'm hoping for a Black Clover type of transition where it seems kind of generic and blah at the beginning.
It's only got 12 episodes.
Hey. Black Clover caught you off guard. Black Clover, nobody expected it to get as good as it did in those first 12 episodes.
Okay, but it's still, for me, I think with Black Clover, it's more of Shonen Jump was pushing it as the next big thing, and they pushed for the studio. They gave them more time, more money, more everything. They're like, look, we get it. We didn't start off strong, but for us, Shonen Jump, we only have a certain amount of space in our book. And we need this to be a success. And it worked. I'm not saying it always works that way, but with One Punch Man, it does not going to be that push because, it's One Punch Man. If people want to really read it, the manga's already been out for the super long time. The webcomic also exists for free. It's terrible,
but, I was making a reference to Fire Force. I
know. I know what you were going for, but I'm just saying, like, I unironically hope One Punch Man is bad so that they can straight up just run it back.
No.
100%.
I want it to be. I don't want it. I want it to be ironically bad, and then like like when you because then when they're like, hey, let us run it back, they're like, fuck no, you got to live with this now. Make season 3.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's bad enough that people complain, but not bad enough that people are like, it's not worth it for us to like.
Yeah, because then it becomes the Devil May Cry 2. You just don't talk about it. Like season 2, it's like we pretend like it's just season 1.
It's the worst out of all of them, but
3.
It's not worth it remaking it. Fuck.
But on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of One Punch Man's production,
Fire Force.
I was literally just watching the trailer as you were playing it and you guys were talking. I was just rewatching it. It looks so good.
It looks so good.
I don't
like.
Maybe it's because like I'm such a story person that. And I'll replay it again.
That's fine. I'm talking about in terms of production, in terms of actual animation quality, that looks sick as fuck. that actually looks like insane, and I'm really excited. And the crazy thing is David Production has never really been known for their animation.
Mm-hmm.
David Production has been a studio that's had very limited animation, and they've never done anything crazy in terms of like shonen action. Like they don't do shit like this. This is not what they do. But now that we're here, we have JoJo Part 5 with crazy ass animation too. We have, as you can see with the Fire Force trailer, crazy ass fire animation all over the place. Really cool character designs. I like how they adapted the character designs into the animation, and it just looks great. It looks great.
I think
looks
it
great,
lost a
and
little
I'm
bit of the
excited.
charm for me, or maybe it's just been so long since I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like personally, like it, because when we looked at the manga, all of us were like, "Yo, this is just like really good art, like amazing art. Like I can't wait to see this animated." And this didn't hit me in that same way. This didn't hit me like this.
I think the big thing is, because we look at them, we see the really amazing art and stuff like that, and it's like we got to understand that shit like that can never truly be adapted into animation. Like it can, and we could have the high quality art with the animation, but to hire the detail, to hire the visual fidelity we have with the actual art, we got to sacrifice in terms of animation quality. I really like the more simplistic fire animation that we see there, because that means we can have like crazier, more expressive fire, more like the quick shots and like higher paced scenes. Like it gets to look greater. It gets to like move and feel more greater because of the impact that we have with the visuals.
Yeah,
I get that. It's got 100. For those wondering, it has 162 chapters out currently. I remember the first 30 we blew through. I feel, or first 20 or however many we read.
Fire Force anime coming out, and SSJ is back.
It'll be 3 years. It'll be 3 years in August since the manga started.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to talk about that because like it's once again we're in a very weird space where I feel like there's a lot of really good animation, but there's also like we can't escape that like one really like hey.
You can't escape. How can you not escape bad animation from a studio that made good animation or
that's the best part.
Good animation before?
Like I'm still waiting for it. Like I'm trying to think. Alejandro, Shaz, what's the grossest sport ever?
Grossest? What do you mean?
Like just ugly visually to look at, or I would want it to be something mad simple. Like I would want them to make
mud wrestling.
I would want them like Production IG to have the ugliest looking mud wrestling anime. It'd be their worst anime ever. It would just look horrible. Because then you're just like, but you were the chosen one.
You were the chosen one. You make sports anime. That's like when Sunrise makes a bad match.
Or they do it on the other side, like ballet, and it's supposed to be like, oh, it could be so perfect and fluid and amazing, and it's just like the most
ballroom
jittery. Look, I still haven't watched Ballroom.
I've heard good things ever since it finished.
I think
you were so high on it, and then you just
it was at that point where it's like I got tired of watching anime, so it was like I just dropped it.
I'm still trying to think. Maybe a poker
American football anime. So, Eye Shield.
We keep. They've done so many sports. Like we will find something that they could make really bad. What's I'm trying to think of it.
Who's Eye Shield 21?
Yo, I want them to make a video. No, because they would actually do a video game, like an esport anime. I think really well.
Yeah.
Production IG.
Strix, could you imagine the animation when people walking up to the stage, setting down their sticks, plugging it in? Dude,
it's not even just that. Like, imagine those like
Studio Gallop did.
Those moments where like.
Oh, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's
studio.
like you just like each individual key click in the finger, like moving through the finger and transitioning into the characters, like But I don't know. I think we'll be all right. I think everyone's overreacting. Everything will work out to just being mediocre.
Oh, another JC Staff anime coming out in July. Danmachi season 2. Which, looking at the trailer right now, again, good production. Good animation. High quality.
I still am surprised that show is as big as it is.
It's because the tits.
It's not
it's
bad.
Because titty girl.
It's not bad. Look, Hestia, leave her alone. I'm assuming Hestia, not the whatever the other one is. Nobody.
Blonde one.
Surprised.
Nobody remembers main girl's name.
I like the blonde one. I don't like big titty ribbon girl. I don't like her.
Hestia, his god.
Okay, I don't care about
I
her.
don't think I've ever watched. I think I've watched episode 1 or 2 with Koya, and then I just stopped.
If I'm being honest, like, dog, that show, there were like right at the end is where it got really fucking nice. But
that's not when I want to hear that.
no, like I always I remember I was writing a review
that for a 20 episode series.
I was writing a review of it. Just back when I actually wrote shit. And I remember coming out with like, this is like, it has some incredible highs that are really good, but it felt like the first shonen that I would show a kid or show somebody. Like,
it is.
It's not too
That's
bad.
Popular.
It's not too fan servicey. There's enough cool moments for you to be like, man, that's really dope. And
there's
it's
one
not
fight near the end that was really cool.
That's the fight where he does the.
Yeah.
I
don't like that anime, but I'll give it that. That was a cool ass fight.
Yeah, there's like, but to me, I don't remember a whole lot from it as like, when you think of the general shonen, like, oh, this might be the hype show. It's more like, oh, okay, his harem was around him, and there was dungeon. There wasn't very much love.
It's like you said. It's a beginner shonen, and that's why it was so popular, because it's a beginner shonen.
Yeah, it wasn't like horrible. It was just average. Like, like if
It
my
was a
nephew was sitting there, like if I had a kid here that was like, hey, I want to watch blah
Danmachi.
blah, and it was I want to watch an anime, give me something, and I didn't want to give him something that might be like too sexual for like a small child
or too
like,
complex story-wise.
Yeah, like. It's a kid that like loves a chick and wants to impress her and goes into a dungeon and shit happens. Like it's
so show them High School DxD.
This is why you don't have kids. All right, moving on. Moving just completely on to another trailer and another anime. I'm saving the CG shit for last.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna let y'all go on about that. Cause I'm not about the CG.
I get it.
We have another manga that. I think Alejandro will take the lead on this one because
Super
I
excited
dropped it. I dropped it early on, not because it was bad. I just didn't have the deep desire to keep on watching it. But that is Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about this because this is the big thing I was worried about. The manga has really high quality art, and it was like it's super detailed, and I was worried that we were gonna lose something when it comes to this being adapted. Watching this trailer, I'm super confident this is going to be a solid ass season in terms of actual anime production. I don't know if it's 12 or 20 episodes yet. I'm hoping it's on the shorter end, so that way they can have like the production there and not go too crazy with that shit. But it looks great. The character designs look really good. They did a great job adapting the manga designs into animation. And the big thing with this is that it's not super animated. It's not heavily animated. It's very limited with its actual animation, but I think a series like this is fine. It's fine doing that kind of stuff because this is not like reading the manga. This is not something that is like, oh, there's a lot of action or oh, there's a lot of movement going on. So having limited animation and reserving that for high quality backgrounds and high quality models and consistency, it's doing a good job with it. And I'm super excited to see how this anime turns out. I'm going to be watching this shit. It's look really cool. Yeah.
I think it'll be good. It's. I think it'll catch people off guard, like the first couple episodes, because that's how the manga got me. Was like you read it and you're like,
I was not expecting that shit.
What? Where does this go?
Yeah. And honestly, if you should check it out. You should give it a read because after that beginning, it just gets better and better and better and better.
Yeah,
like,
I've occasionally glanced at a chapter, and it's one of those things where you look at a chapter and you just have no clue what's going on because it's so different than what you remember that you just kind of like, let me just restart. And
also, if anyone's here interested in science, check it out. There's some really accurate science that goes on with the manga. Like they actually do research and they actually like have interviews with scientists and make sure everything they get is correct. Of course, they exaggerate things.
Nah, you said that. I'm critiquing it heavy, hard as fuck.
No,
I'm going in.
They're gonna
like, what do you mean
things.
we breathe air? Fuck you, show.
Let's just say that they make cell phones in the Stone Age.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That show, like,
cell phones and tanks.
Anime bait. What?
Doug, like that's you get a taste of that in the first few chapters of that manga, where it's like we're gonna do some outlandish shit, and you're like, okay, and apparently Alejandro just said like, yo, they don't
slow down at all whatsoever.
In the Stone Age, yep, Dr. Stone, check it out in July 2019.
Yup,
2019. All right, now we are to the portion of the show where I shut the fuck up and allow Alejandro, in this case, to realize that the word polygon appears on the screen at exactly 2 seconds. And,
I watched this trailer at like 8 o'clock in the morning, sleep deprived as all shit.
It was literally like the 10th frame. Please.
No, like 100% for chat. For anybody that does not believe me, like literally, polygon pictures. So, go ahead,
dude. I was looking at. Listen. New boxing anime, Megalobox on CGI, but looks cooler than Megalobox because I don't like Megalobox.
Wow.
You still want to shut up, Strix? You want to say something?
Some hot takes.
I was literally interested in this until I saw it with CGI. Literally, like, I was like, oh, cool, a new box.
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
No.
Why would you do this?
Yep.
And fuck you, no, Megalobox is dope, and if you don't like it, you have bad taste.
I like Megalobox.
He has bad taste. Don't worry.
I like the first 2-3 episodes, and then after that, it was just I don't care at all.
Oh, so you just don't care? It's not that it's.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't care.
Nah. So you called it bad without caring? No, I'm done with it.
But
anyone for a new cast member, keep going.
Anyone that doesn't know, Polygon Pictures, the studio behind the Godzilla anime trilogy that came out on Netflix, Knights of Sidonia, Ajin.
We talked about them last week at length as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. New anime in production, just recently announced last night, called Levius, apparently. Yep. And it looks like literally just like Megalobox and shit like that. But the thing that has me excited, me and Shaz excited, is they're, again, Polygon Pictures showing that they're improving on their lighting, they're improving on their models and their visual fidelity.
So good.
And it looks like it's going to be another win for them in terms of actual production. I'm super excited for this.
It's funny because I probably won't watch this because I'm not watching a lot of anime right now. But I'm just really happy Polygon keeps getting work and they keep getting to work consistently because that means they get better equipment. Their staff gets used to them like working with CG models and like working around that, and it's gonna. I'm just waiting for like the one big. I mean, I would say the one big one to get Polygon on the map, but they're already.
Ajin was basically that.
Yeah, that's what's Ajin, and people like fucking Godzilla as well. Although some people didn't like. I know some Godzilla fans.
A lot of people didn't like.
They're like, I don't like the fact that they were like, the monsters were like representations of like our innermost feelings. And I'm like, that's what they used to be, but okay.
It's an adaptation. It's what they wanted to do.
I mean, I like that. I like the idea.
Now y'all weren't saying that about Death Note.
I've already shut up. That's not even.
It was an adaptation.
No, that's not what I said. There was no creative like reason as to why they changed it.
Oh, there was 100%. He's American.
No, that's fucking terrible, dude. It was so bad. It wasn't as bad as people said it was, but it was.
Yo, I went back and watched it. It's a solid 7.
Solid.
A solid C.
So this is why Strix doesn't really have opinions in this.
When it comes to anime, I hope to make a world where you don't know when I'm joking and being serious. No, but no, it's I don't know. It's just CG just looks awkward to me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they have better looking CG, but it still is just like it looks so off. It looks so computer generated. so computer like.
I mean, it is.
I mean,
it is computer generated.
That's the point.
It looks like I don't know how to explain it.
That's kind of what
visually
they're
it's visually.
Man, this show is
gross.
so animated. I just
no.
It looks like a 2D anime, and I don't know what to say about it.
No, it's not that.
Like,
it looks.
You know, I know,
it
I know,
looks like
it
looks like a PS2 game.
I'm messing. It does not look like a PS2 game.
If anything, PS3.
No, what PS3? Nah, I'm fighting y'all. Late PS2. I'm calling late PS2. PS2 greatest hits.
Nah.
For me,
It looks like a beta game. How about that?
That's a PS2
for me,
game.
Okay, to be fair, I think the hardest thing is because I know we on this podcast, I think, or at least we've shown you what the Godzilla trailer looks like, and that was like crazy movie budget for them.
Yeah.
And they got a ton of time, and this is their first time coming back after that, so I could definitely see where you'd be like, oh, this looks more computer generated or whatever. For me, I just know what they're capable of because it's just every time they get better. I'm not saying this can be their best work. It could be worse story-wise, and like you said, maybe the actual fidelity of the CGI is not as good. But I know that for a fact the models and the lighting is way better.
Okay.
I just think so. It just looks way better than like when they first started with Ajin, and Ajin looked great for back then. It really did. But there are definitely some things that were just like, what? That was weird, or like it looked kind of like off, like the timing-wise.
Every new project that they have, it's always they're improving on the models, they're always improving on the lighting, better frame rate. Like the jump from Blame to Godzilla was insane in terms of expressions and frame rate.
Being honest, I think this one might look a little bit more off from their style purely because
I didn't notice it.
Well, Polygon style I would think is more like solid. I don't know how to make it like with like Knights of Sidonia and Ajin. It just looks like everything.
It looks like an anime,
sense.
but CGI.
Yeah. But with this, I think they did it a little off just because with boxing, you have way more animation you need to worry about. And they're like, we could render it out, but it's going to be a lot harder for us to work it out with the camera and everything. Because like looking at the trailer, it looked like they had like some smears when the guy was like punching and they like clashed. And I think that's why it looks a little off. I think they went for animation rather than actual visual, like, because
and also the character designs from the manga that are adapting. Sorry to cut you off again, but
no, you're good. No, you're good.
It's like the character designs are more detailed, so they gotta have like find a fine balance between how detailed do we want to have this, the actual movement and all the rendering and all that shit. So
again, I understand what Strix is saying. For me personally, again, I probably won't even watch this, but it's just seeing a studio that's like we're just committed to CG and we're like really good at it, both story and animation, just get better at it over time, and it just makes me happy. It's like seeing your son just keep getting like growing up and getting better at what he does. It might not be the best thing he's working on, but it's like new things that they're trying. I don't know, that's how I feel about it. I could just be making excuses, but for me it just feels like they're like, okay, our character models look good and our lighting looks really good, but now we really want to work on animation and like how fluid it is. And because that's the biggest complaints people have gotten for Polygons, that the animation isn't nearly as fluid or like,
and they've been improving.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I just don't like CG. I think that's been documented. It's like it looks good. It can look cool.
It's fine.
What are your thoughts on the Gant Zero anime movie?
Gant Zero. I think we watched the trailer for that. I think we looked at the trailer.
We did watch it.
SSJ.
You can rewatch that trailer because that's like that was a title with like this is a CGI anime, all right.
I just personally think even if this isn't the CG isn't to the quality that people want it to be, like with Strix, like he just doesn't like CG, or it's not to an acceptable level where he can be like, okay, I'm with it now. Somebody has to push it, and right now Polygon's doing that. Like if we keep just saying, oh, I just don't like CG or it's not up to my level,
we're never gonna improve.
Where no one's gonna ever get through it.
Yeah, I remember this now. Like, this is like
that's what I'm
saying.
But
this, I can't hold this as the standard of like, this is what I think good CG looks. Because I recognize this is far from the fucking norm. Like, this is so beyond the fucking norm.
You want to put that on the reaction screen so people can see what?
Because that was movie, like that and Godzilla are movie quality. You know, like that was like them.
It's not even also movie quality, but this is what that studio is. That studio is about that kind of CGI.
Yeah.
That movie did look crazy though. I didn't personally like it in terms of the writing, but The movie
It's
was
wild.
crazy.
It's fucking wild.
But it's just like Shaz was saying, we need to. It's still it's a growing industry. It's a growing like medium in terms of CGI anime and stuff like that. So we need to give it time so it actually gets better. Studios can find their way of like actually doing the animations and finding that balance between the frame rate and the animations and the models and how everything looks. We've had good examples before. We've had Land of the Lustrous, like that's one of the like best looking CGI animes ever. But it's like, just give it more time. New studios have been coming out, and new CGI anime studios and new CGI anime have been coming out. There have been some recent announcements for CGI anime coming out later this year. And even though a bunch of those titles I'm not personally super excited about, it's still nice to see that CGI anime has been improving since we first started the discussion like a few years ago.
Yeah. I have no problem with people like you, Strix, or other people just legitimately criticizing polygons, whatever, like the CG, the lighting, whatever. I have no problem with that. It's just I will never make fun of a studio or any other person really, trying something new, and it's like, that's kind of the point, you know. I really appreciate
it for you.
I really just appreciate Polygon because they've done mecha, they've done like suspense and horror, they've done like crazy monsters. They're just trying everything to like trying to fill out their portfolio, like round themselves out because
they're the Netflix CGI anime studio.
Because people were like, pretty much. I mean, that's the poster boy right now, and I think that's what really helps. I know, in a different world where they weren't funded by Netflix or they didn't get in early, this wouldn't have happened. People just made fun of them, and it would have been really bad. But Netflix clearly is like, you guys are working. Otherwise we probably would have stopped funding you guys a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
this new anime Levius that we were talking about, the boxing, is coming to Netflix. So.
For me, every single thing they work on, I see some type of improvement in one area or another, and that's what I'm just looking for. Me, it's just like with Godzilla, it was the faces. When Knights of Sidonia, when they first started, it was like I was really impressed with how they did all the lighting, which I was like, how did they do that?
Also, really cinematic cameras and stuff.
With Ajin, they made it look just like the manga. What I thought would look like the manga, honestly, if it was just CGI animated. Like same thing with Blame, like Blam. It just looks. Every single thing they work, it seems like they focus on one thing they want to really work on, and that's what I'm happy about. It's like, it doesn't have to be popular, it doesn't even have to be amazing, but again, with this anime, I think what they want to do is just animate or like motion rather than.
And I get that. I 100% get that. I think that like, I don't know, I may come off as critical, and in reality,
no, you're fine.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's
I understand not liking that kind of stuff.
I mean, I think you're in the majority of people who are like, CGI anime, ugh. But
I mean, like, and that's the thing. I don't want to ever get like, I don't want it to be so. I don't like a lot of CGI. It's just, I guess, also in the medium of anime, like you're saying, it's a new thing. It's a very much an emerging. I don't want to call it a genre, but a style that is as Alejandro and you both kind of emphasized, is kind of in that experience phase where they're just shit's coming out and they're improving.
Wait,
and
what is this?
Is
it? Hold on, we might have some breaking stuff. Speaking of Polygon, Alejandro, go to Polygon's Twitter. Are you seeing this? It says Human Lost. I think that's what they're working on. They literally tweeted this like 20 minutes ago. I think
I think that's the one that they're doing with the Afro Samurai director.
Okay, so
no, Humans Lost. Oh yeah. I saw the trailer recently. Yeah.
So there you go. Sorry. But yeah,
more Polygon stuff.
For me, it's not fair to compare like top tier animation with like top tier CG, because animation has been around for literally like 100 years. Where like CG at best has been around for half that time, at best. Like, because 50 years ago would be what, 1960? Like
that's pushing it on computers, but yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I'm talking about like CG in terms of like animation, in terms of like you know, like I'm sure there's probably earlier points where people use CG or something for something, but in terms of like a full length CG, everything, I'm sure that's like the earliest I'm willing to give it.
Strix, if you don't mind putting up the link I just posted. Oh, this is a movie. This is a Polygon Pictures movie. Okay.
This is about.
Is this?
Wait, Tai Saji's 110th anniversary. It must be some type of writer.
Yeah, no. That's the. I think this is the director of Afro Samurai.
No, I know, but it's a Tai Saji. It must be the company's 110th anniversary.
Everything.
Ooh, okay. But and also if we want to talk, if we're still talking about CGI, I think the another thing that is really cool about CGI anime is that it doesn't have the same struggles. Like specifically when you look at Polygon Pictures, they don't have the same struggles as standard 2D animation. The issue with standard 2D animation is that a lot of animators are paid by frame, and it's really poor, like paying, really poor living, really poor. It's just awful conditions, awful living, bad salaries. If they even get it, they don't really get salaries either. Like Kyoto Animation, they give salaries, but for the most part, it's like by commission, by frame, and you don't have that same issue when it comes to like a studio like Polygon, because everyone there is a salary job. You just make the model, you do the animation sequence that you do for that day, and it's just you really don't meet the same issues in terms of the workforce behind the title when it comes to like the CGI anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll trust you all. You all are the experts of CG, of the computers.
No,
Gotta
I'm
call
just
y'all
about to
over.
give it a
My
chance.
printer won't connect to my Wi-Fi. It's supposed to have it, so I'll get y'all to help me with it.
I don't know. It's just why would I not give something new type of animation a chance? Because I'm sure when anime first came out, they're like, okay, dude. I mean, it looked real bad. Like you watch like the first like Astro Boy, and it's like, what the fuck is this? It's just like all off sync. It doesn't look right. I don't know.
Especially if you compare it to like the Disney animations that were coming out at that time. It's like,
Especially since literally CG anime or CGI in general, in terms of like Pixar or whatever, are literally all dependent pretty much, no matter how good your style or vision is, straight just dependent on hardware. I remember they were like, when they were making Toy Story, the original one, they were like, yeah, we literally just had the render farms on for like a month straight, and they lost like 6 months of work or something because they had like a blackout one time. Like, and that was
I
in
know
the
that
90s.
story you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that fucking sucks. They just left it for 2 weeks and they came back and the computers were off. They're like, oh no. Like,
And there had to be this one dude who had a backup drive in his home that he had to wrap around in a towel or something, and he had to like bring it to the fucking shit. It was
because you couldn't. If that shit died, oh god.
could you imagine?
No.
6 months of work down the drain because of one blackout. One tiny little.
Nah, because y'all, anybody out there that got Comcast. Y'all
Bro,
be
that's
done
why-
on a daily
that-
basis.
Okay, on God, that's why we don't have any CGI animated cartoons
100%.
in America.
100%.
Because all of these people are based in California, and they're like, hell no, we're not gonna leave our computer on for a week. We can't even go for a day without having problems. 100%.
No,
sorry.
but it's.
Sorry for that.
We're in an
But
interesting
again-
area. You're good.
Yeah.
We're in an
It's just so
interesting time.
dependent on the hardware that it's like, but whatever. It's fine.
So y'all
I'll
happy?
always be there since day one. In 50 years, when CGI is given an Emmy or something, I'll be like, I was there. when Polygon finally gets like a crazy ass award, I'll be like, that's right. Been since day one.
All right, so before we get to the like, what I think will end up being a decent chunk. We have an update for everybody out there when it comes to Power Rangers
Speaking of CGI,
Fight for the Grid. They have a release date officially out. They put it out for the game. For Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, it'll be out on the 26th of March. For PlayStation in Europe, it will be out on the 28th of March. For PS4 in America, it'll be out on the 4th of April.
really weird dates.
And PC will release sometime in the summer. So they dodged Mortal Kombat, kind of. Kind of.
The dates are really weird.
all these dates make me feel like an intern sent like the request forms to publish it on like the final like be like tell the studios or not studios, the companies like, hey, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, we're done. Can we get it approved? And like they all came back at different times of the day, and the intern checked different emails. Like, okay, we're good for this day. We're good for this day. We're good. Like, why is it Europe at PlayStation the 28th, but in America it's like,
Man,
what the fuck?
it's a thing. Like this is
Strix, this looks like the days when you turn in your projects at the last minute for school for college. like you finished it all and like
it's due on the second, and you got like parts 1 through 4 to do, and you be like, yo, I got it on the 26th, 28th. I'll be here on the second. Don't worry about it. It'll be.
It's just it looks so bad. In terms of the dates, but I'm excited because I get to play it early. So
I also will make the statement. I mean, I'm getting it on PC. I'm not even.
I'm waiting for the PC release too.
I'll probably get it for PlayStation. It just depends. We'll see. I mean, it's only $20. It's not that huge of a commitment.
Well, we can talk about that offline. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, it's not that huge of a commitment. It's only $20, so it's like I'm not really losing that much. So
when you get the why is this trailer? Okay.
I saw a memory tweet. What isn't JC staff animating this year? And I'm just like, One Punch Man.
yeah.
Let's let that pass.
Those are the One Punch Man. Those are the One Punch Man fans watching the season 2 trailer and fucking having a heart attack.
So sad. It's mad sad.
Rest in peace.
Really, rest in peace. In peace. All right. So
What?
So more Power Rangers. We have another fighting game coming to the scene. They dodged Mortal Kombat, which is good. I'm at this point just kind of waiting for this game to come out. I'm not.
I think I forgot to link. Yeah, I forgot to link one of the trailers.
Oh awesome. Yeah. Don't worry. I figured it out.
Okay.
So let's talk about the next thing. The last thing. Mortal Kombat. More Mortal Kombat shit.
It looks sick. These last 2 trailers were sick as fuck.
Jackie might have the best fatality in the game.
Dude, it's so
Jackie looks cool. Like she just looks like fun to play.
If you watch, they also have extra footage.
What the fuck is going on outside? Holy shit!
Alejandro's house is on fire, but he's so
crazy.
dedicated to the podcast.
It's almost like he lives in the ghetto. That's weird.
He doesn't. Don't worry, he's fine. But beyond this footage, they did an extra long live stream as well. So you can get some more footage of the characters, and their different variations of Kotal Kahn and Jackie Briggs.
Jackie just looks cool, man. Like,
Jackie is an interesting pressure character in a game that is really heavily about the mid range, and people are gonna live or die by how well they're able to get in. Oh, if you haven't seen Kotal Kahn is a nasty. I'm waiting for them to show it. Like, yo. Like, he has one move, dog, that just makes you want to, like, that is so unsanitary.
The blood one?
Kotal Kahn's already Unga before. Bro, the fact that he turns into, like, a fucking lion, and it's safe because once you hit the grab or whatever, it, like, resets you back on the other side of the stage. Like, what the hell, bro?
People gonna find a way to punish it.
They probably won't.
Jesus.
This shit is something. Yo, show it to him.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yup.
There it is.
You forget he's an Aztec god, right?
I don't give a fuck. One thing about that, you saw him summon the totems. He can do. There's 4 different totems. He can have 2 equipped at any given time in the loadout, and you can stack the totems up to 3 times. Again, this is all stuff that is in the. That's a painful ass. Your leg just. This they always find a new way to make this shit some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Jackie looks like a whole ass waifu, and I'm all about it. I love her.
Bro, that fucking brutality.
So where'd those bullets go? How did it not hit her?
Why are you asking questions? All right, and then this is what I would call one of the best fatalities in the fucking game.
It's so good.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got the heart behind it too. Just
I love it.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
And along with with Kotal Kahn and Jackie Briggs, we also got a new character. Was that released today? I think the trailer came out either today or a few days ago.
What do you mean by a new character? Because it's not a new character.
Noob.
Yeah.
In terms of a trailer, in terms of a character trailer.
You said new. Like
no, I know he's not new.
I was looking.
That's why K9.
That's why I was looking at you like.
I mean, a new trailer.
He's new to this game.
He's new to this game.
Oh, some fucking degenerates! Don't you ever?
I'm helping my boy out.
Well, beyond that, we also got the first announcement for the season pass. There will be 6 season pass characters for those that don't know, or DLC characters. I shouldn't say season pass. There's no confirmation of a season pass yet. There are 6 DLC characters. Shazzyn with the original voice actor, or a returning voice actor. I don't want to say original. A returning voice actor. I don't remember exactly what it is. Will be the first one. They confirmed that today, as well as dropped the trailer for Noob Saibot. Tobias Boone.
Noob looks fucking crazy.
Noob looks great.
He
looks like he's ready to fucking abuse you. Like,
he also has a good fatality. Another really good fatality that is completely disgusting in every way, shape, and form.
Oh yeah, I love that fatality. It fucked me up.
I'm still like, I'm just kind of looking at, like, this game is super, especially, with him having the teleports he does and what he can do. This game is so mid-range focused.
I love how more emphasis they put on the shots.
I do want to make this point very clear, because this is something that is not talked about if you did not necessarily see the live stream. They're messing with walking speed on some characters.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So some characters will have a faster walk and I believe a faster dash, but it's not universal. Meaning, if you want a character that walks fast, you might have to play a character that walks fast.
I mean, that seems... is that weird for Mortal Kombat? Or because I feel like every other fighting game, it's like, yeah, some characters have a better dash and walk speed.
Well, for this game specifically, because of how... Like, there isn't really a dash. There isn't really, like, a way to close a lot. Like, they've put a lot of emphasis on neutral. And, like, the mid-screen, the mid-range fighting in this game.
This shit right here, dog. Fuck
What's
me.
up, my man? Yeet!
Yeah!
That was just extra. That was unnecessary, that final one.
Noob looks so cool.
Let me get in them guts.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny. Again, this game, I'm done with this game.
That was so unnecessary, and I love
it. They have way too much fun with this bullshit.
Rated E for everyone. It's a family kids game
for everyone.
Yep, it's a kids game.
You're telling me apart, brother.
And also, yeah, Shazzyn did get confirmed as the first DLC.
Yes.
As well. No trailer, but...
Well, there was, but it's not on the official YouTube, I think. They had it on the live stream. They showed footage during the live stream.
Okay.
Well, they showed him being in the game, but I don't think there's no like actual footage.
Like gameplay.
No, yeah, okay.
I think it was like a story trailer or whatever.
While we talk about it, I'll pull up the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a story trailer.
But okay, well, we won't watch the countdown quietly. I'm just gonna click to a random point that this. So there's a lot of stuff coming out about Mortal Kombat. In spite of the leaks, they still seem to be on their kind of own PR schedule and
good for them,
putting out information like as they want to, and it's still generating a lot of hype. It's still generating a lot of talk
because it looks good. It looks like a good ass fucking game.
It is gonna be interesting. What?
I just realized he jumped in front of the health bar.
What do you mean?
Because usually when you see the fighting game, it's like if you jump
behind it.
Yeah, it's behind the health bar.
Nah, you gotta keep the character.
No, I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Sorry.
That one fucks me up. I
really
really like that it's over the health bar. That's really cool.
By the way, that's just a Wooly character. I know he loves playing goddamn Kotal, but that is just straight up Wooly.
But he's a lot better at mid-range. He's not a 50-50 character. They called him... What did they say? Instead of a 50-50 character like he was in 10, he's definitely more of a mid-range fighter. Still has a few of his iconic moves, and just his game plan seems pretty good. He has a few things that look really good. Jackie is the one though that has a lot of very interesting tools that I think
so fast
that is going to end up being very dependent on like how good the player is. I think the player will be super. It'll be super conditional on how well people do. Jackie. She also has some dope ass skins.
I'm super interested to play this game because again, I've never really played a Mortal Kombat game seriously. I got into the beta, but I was just so tired when I got the opportunity to play.
Well, you got another beta, bro.
Yep, but for me, it's always just been like people's complaints, which it's not just a meme. It's like an actual critique, which is NRS animation is very weird. It's very choppy.
Yes.
Like it's super, and I can see that with me. Just saw it just now with those kicks. It looked really weird. I've seen people play enough of it, like at Evo and just streamers, to know that it is like, I won't even say it's choppy, maybe snappy, where like
it's definitely snappy. Yeah.
It'll go ba 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 ba, and it's like it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It gets the idea of the impact and like the damage across to you, but it's just like every other fighting game. Literally, is so like fluid and like I don't know. You can kind of get a feel for it. Like even with Under Night, Strix and I got used to it after a little bit.
And I think it's even weird because these are realistic models. It's not like an anime fighter where the snappy movement works for it.
I feel like compared to any other fighting game, I'm gonna have the most trouble with Mortal Kombat. Like just because of its animations and when I think I can block and when I think I can like punish. Like it looks so, I don't even know how to describe it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's it's still solid. Like I think that there's a Mortal Kombat has kind of set itself up to make 2019 its year. Like I don't think there's going to be another fighting game that's bigger than Mortal Kombat this year.
It looks cool though. I'm really excited.
In terms of a new title, I think Sam Show will do all right, but there's nothing that's going to touch this. And for those wondering for information about the private beta, they have confirmed that there won't be private lobbies. There will have tower and online, but the characters you have access to are Scarlet, Scorpion, Jade, Cabal, and what the fuck is his name? Big ass teeth. Eat your heart, brain.
Baraka.
Those are the 5 characters that you get the chance to play.
You're asking too many questions.
So for those that are interested, like check out the beta. I think it'll be a good time. I think people will have a good time. You'll be able to find anything you want for the game out there. And I think I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of waiting now for the game. It's really weird to think about. We're still, with all the leaks and everything being told, we're literally a month from release.
That's still crazy to me.
April 23rd. We are still a month out from this game dropping.
Oh my god!
It just sucks that leak happened like that. Again, it just happens. If it happens, enough people will do their best to not let it happen again. I imagine for MK12, they won't let it happen or do something else to do it. I know Harada. When they have like characters that he purposely sends like a character or two with different or like one or two false characters in an email to like all the staff so that when it gets leaked they know which section leaked it. Same thing with Sakura. They're like, Sakura's like, I wanted to do subspace, but you're just gonna leak it and everyone's just gonna upload the whole entire thing and I'm going to let you know all the characters like right now with excluding DLC because you guys are just gonna leak it. Like it actively hurts.
Well, people get paid to do it. People get paid to like. If you tell somebody, "Hey, I'll pay you like $10K if you can give me this information so that I can."
Of course, but it actively hurts the creative vision of the people because the whole presentation, the whole like, everyone is like at the end of a trailer, you'll see like an Easter egg or like. I imagine I don't know if there's
Mortal Kombat's been like hinted, like Cabal was hinted at the reveal. Like you saw him
because he was in the back.
He was running or he was running around, and you saw little flashes of little things that were like, "Oh, that reminds me of this person." And if you knew, you knew.
It actively ruins the hype cycle. same thing with any Pokemon game. You might not care for the new Pokemon game, but I always really enjoy what is this Pokemon? What is the new region? What does this look like? Like it's the hype
the
cycle
evolutions.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Evolutions. What are the moves? What are the?
I'm gonna leak. It's been a day, and I can tell you exactly what they are because.
Yeah.
Reasons.
Right.
Which is it's even worse with like a lot of games now because people are creating fake leaks for relevance,
which are super convincing.
Yeah.
So the best one I gotta say is RT Omni, which is the only one that I will always respect. He was the one that made the fake Rayman Smash one, and it looked really good. And people were like, "Wow, dude, that was like." Even though they got a little mad at him at first, he turned it around and made it into a series called Smashified, which is like, what would that character look like if, they were in Smash? And I'm like, that's actually almost a very smart like PR move. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But Strix is right. Like, because people can make 3D models, like Photoshops. The always ever present, even though we're in 2019, the 2003 Nokia picture quality tilted like screenshot of like this last boss like
leaked SSJ episode 5 coming to you soon.
Yeah, like it's so bad. It's so bad. Which it's funny to me when those ones become real. Like when the Ken got like leaked and people were like, "Wait, that one was real? Like how was that one real?" It was like the worst one out of all of them. It looked like it was just a screenshot of Ken doing his tongue, which is the thumbs up, and people were like, "There's no way that's real." And it was literally the same exact model.
Like,
he does that.
That's the
and
funny
it's like,
thing.
What?
I think the companies also have people ready to like throw out. Like eventually you won't know it's real. Like, hey, Alejandro, we're gonna say the guest is this person, but let's not tell the public, and we'll leak a few different guests.
Yeah,
our next guest is Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just feel bad because I'm sure. I mean, at least with Mortal Kombat right now, it looks like they're doing what they want to do anyway. But I feel bad because I feel like there would have been like a grandiose presentation, like things that tie into other things here and there, like the Incineroar Ken trailer where they were like, it was like a whole like 5 minutes of just like CG and just like cool ass fighting. You know what I mean? Like, it's to just get you hype, and I feel bad that the creative people behind it didn't really get the shine because of it. I imagine there were things that they did scrap because they were like, fuck it. Just like, I mean, Dragon Ball FighterZ was like, we're just going to announce Broly and Gogeta right now. We literally have nothing. We're just going to show you the trailer where they're in it. And
we got Kid Goku, which I'm still very upset about.
I told you that was real.
I'm implementing Kid Goku. Let's go.
I told you that was real. Why did you think it wasn't real?
Who else don't you like? Let me know. Who else don't you like?
At least we'll probably get Omega Shenron.
Nope.
I
don't want them to give it to it.
It's gonna be Pan. It's gonna be Pan.
Pan?
It's gonna be Pan. It's gonna be Pan.
That, oh my god, Pan, Videl, and Gohan on the team. Holy shit. It's gonna
happen. Family ties.
I'm still mad. Where is the Team 7 Naruto Sasuke Sakura team at? It's a 3-on-3 fighter. It's Bandai Namco. Where the fuck is it at?
Same place.
You're asking a lot, man. You're asking for a lot.
Look, Naruto's the next Tekken character. What's wrong?
I hope so. Maybe then Blackjack will stop complaining.
Nah. Actually, let me. Naruto and Sasuke would be not Naruto. And
Sasuke's already in. What do you mean?
Naruto and Sasuke would be too fucking hard to make. Actually, we're gonna get Sakura. Sakura will be the guest character.
Sakura would punch.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why she'd be good.
She's punch girl.
Easy.
Add Kenshiro to Tekken and give us a JoJo fighter.
No, not at all. But I think that's pretty much all the news for the week. We covered a decent amount of stuff today. Alejandro, what can the people expect from you on this week?
I mean, I'm gonna be pretty busy with school stuff going on this week, but Ultraman for Netflix is coming out soon, and One Punch Man season 2 is gonna be coming out soon, and I plan on definitely talking about those things on my YouTube channel. If for anyone who didn't know, I make YouTube videos, and I recently uploaded, and it hasn't been deleted yet, so
check it out. Oh, I'm bad. Like keep talking, because I'm definitely not 'cause I'm a slow ass fuck.
But yeah, check out my YouTube channel if you're interested in anime shit. I've been pretty slow with my drawings because I've just been really busy and I have literally no time to make like finished pieces. But yeah, I'm doing things.
Okay, Shaz.
It's your boy.
Check out Alejandro. Shaz. Let them know where can they find you.
I'm probably gonna be watching a whole bunch of my friends play Sekiro. I haven't streamed in about 2 days, so I'm sorry. But then again, today's SSJ day, so it still counts.
No.
We live in. So I streamed for today. You're already. No. What am I gonna play? Probably more Eunice. Maybe some Final Fantasy. I gotta get really back into
playing
Destiny.
Eunice tonight?
Yes.
All right, then I have to play Eunice.
I'm not. Well, actually, I guess
I'm going to sleep right after this.
Just go. Talk.
Yeah, just go. Okay. Yeah, and then eventually we'll get into more cross tag because they're adding more characters. They actually just added Seth from Eunice into cross tag. They added the girl from Arcana Heart, and they added Teddy from P4, I believe, into. I mean, at least you have Seth to play Strix.
No.
I actually don't even know if they're DLC or not. They probably are, but
no.
Why? Why don't you want to play as Seth?
No. I still can't play as him in Eunice.
I mean,
I can't make the claim. But that's what's up. That's what they can expect. That's dope. Anything on the video front, the animation front, the Twitter front. Okay. Good talk. Check out both Shaz and Alejandro. You're on my channel. My name is Strix. Welcome. We're gonna have a lot more news hopefully next week. Because certain events that were announced today will actually have news coming out about them. But
actually, yeah, Persona 5R, yeah.
Yep.
But Final Fantasy, we got caught up on that. We have a little bit more to do story-wise, so we'll do that. I won't be streaming after this. I have not eaten, nor did I sleep last night. So, yeah, I'm going to go do that. If Shad stream, I'll be there. If not, we'll chill. We'll start Sekiro on Sunday.
Oh.
Sekiro on Sunday. Final Fantasy tomorrow on Saturday. And, yeah. I think that covers everything for me. We'll be back next week, 8 p.m. I don't think we have anything to announce on the guest front right now. So keep a look at all of our socials here on the platforms that we're on, Twitter, Twitch.
I mean, the fact that we made it 5 episodes without taking a break yet, so.
Yeah.
We did it.
We made it. We're still here.